In a rocky canyon on an alien world, a rocket has landed for repairs. Outside, two men stand, William Fletcher and Peter Craig. They are at odds about what brought them there. While Craig continues to complain, even about the food rations, leading to Fletcher demanding that he stop with the attitude. While Craig sees negatives, Fletcher is the optimist. They've walked away from their ship in one piece, and are on a planet that is able to sustain them while they make necessary repairs to their craft. A few days have passed. Fletcher is still making repairs, while Craig seems to have given in to shirking his duties, and has returned from another trip away from their landing site. As he looks up at the twin suns beating down on them, Fletcher realizes that for how hot it is, he hasn't seen Craig dip into their rations, and finds his canteen is still full. Fletcher suspects that Craig is holding out on him, and has found a source of water. Craig also finds some small plants that his co-pilot has collected. While Craig claims they're just lichen, Fletcher examines them under a magnifier, and finds something startling. They're clumps of miniature trees. Realizing that his secret's out, Craig pulls something out of his jacket, and shows it to the commander. Though it is the size of an ant, looking through the magnifier, Fletcher finds the tiny object to be a truck. Craig seems to be enjoying the look of awe in his commander's face, and soon leads Fletcher to another part of the canyon. Spread out on the ground is what appears to be a small civilization, complete with miniature houses. Craig tells how he's still deciphering their language, but they do understand mathematics. He goes on to tell how cooperative the little people are, and in looking for edible plants, they directed him to the trees that Fletcher was looking at. As Craig continues to talk about the people they are observing, his voice quivers with excitement. They're scared, Fletcher, he says, petrified, and so they do as they're told, because this giant is like some avenging angel to them. I've graduated, Fletcher, from a slob with a slide rule to a god. Craig, they're people, replies Fletcher, trying to talk sense to his co-pilot. They're flesh and blood. In that respect, they're no different than us. Sure they are, says Craig, his eyes growing wider, because they've been created in my image. Mad with power, Craig begins stomping down on the miniature world. Trees and houses collapse beneath his feet, as a desperate cry rises up from the unseen masses below. Fletcher is forced to knock out his partner to stop his reign of terror. Fletcher addresses the little people, telling them that he's sorry, hoping they can forgive them for what has happened. Some time afterwards, we see Fletcher making final repairs to the ship. Calling out to Craig, he receives no answer. Returning to the spot where the little people are, he comes across a life-size statue of Craig, towering over the miniature landscape. As he looks over the statue, Craig smugly tells how the little people constructed it overnight. It's too bad they don't know who they're breaking their backs for, says Fletcher. Meaning what? Asks Craig, the smile disappearing from his face. Meaning they're worshipping a heartless slob, whose insides are made out of the same stuff as that statue, replies Fletcher. Fletcher then tells Craig that with the ship fixed, conditions are right for them to blast off soon. However, Craig pulls his laser pistol on his partner, claiming he isn't going back. Fletcher tries to reason with his co-pilot, claiming that left alone, he'll end up losing his mind. But his pleas are met with a laser blast from Craig's gun that knocks the head off the statue. This is a monotheistic society here, claims Craig, just room for one god. Soon afterward, Fletcher takes off, and Craig glowers over his miniature empire, a look of mad power spreading across his face. Craig gleefully stamps down on parts of the miniature world again, claiming that he will continue to give these little reminders periodically. Terrifically, the sound of a ship can be heard overhead. Finally, the sound dies away, but is replaced by an earth-shaking, rumbling sound. As Craig looks around for what is causing the sound, he is shocked. Above him stand two men, towering giants to his eyes, dwarfing the canyon walls. Go away, Craig screams in terror as one of the giants notices him, and reaches down to pick him up. However, in the process, the enormous man accidentally crushes him to death. As the giant looks down at the now silent Craig, his partner tells him that they have repairs to make. And like a dead fly, the giant tosses Craig's lifeless body to the ground, where he lands in a crumpled heap, not far from the little people's world. Some time afterward, we see a number of small ropes attached to Craig's statue, and small, triumphant cries go up as it comes crashing down, breaking across the body of the dead tyrant.